Hello, and welcome back once again to a Belmont Bunch. Today I'm in pain, and that is partly due to the game, partly due to me actually playing hockey yesterday for the first time in like a scrimmage setting, because it's usually just been like a skate around with my brother. And I fell a lot, and I was basically Michael Dowcole, and that is perfectly timed for his first goal of the year. Because I was just trying to make defensive plays, basically as a forward, not even trying to get up in the attack. So, good stuff. I tried for 2 seconds to be Anders Lee and create traffic in front, but I forgot that I'm tiny, and it doesn't matter. The goalie could just look over me. Anyway, the Islanders lose a heartbreaker to the Flyers, 4-3. It's the type of game, we'll get to it. You know what, we'll get to it. Oscar Lindblom gets the first. That's in the second period. The first period, fairly even. Wasn't distressing yet. Yet being the key word. First period, they get outshot 9-8. But, both teams had their chances. Ryan Pulock hits the post. I'm convinced he's never going to score another goal. And fine period. Varley didn't really have to do any work. So you're kind of like, yeah, I wish we could have gotten, up early on a team that would probably get down on itself after losing 9-0. But you knew that the Flyers were going to come out with a little bit of tenacity. They out-hit the Islanders pretty significantly in the first period. And they, throughout the game, looked more engaged, except for a specific part of the game. So Lindblom gets it going in the second period. This is the only one that Varley could take any blame of, and even then, he gloves the shot down, and it was one where I think he got partially screened, so he was a little bit fortunate just to make the first save in the first place. And it's a little bit more on Andy Green not quickly getting to the puck. It just bounced down. Lindblom just walks around Varley and slides it in. And not to get on Zarnik, who didn't even play in this game, but Zarnik had a somewhat similar-ish play in the Washington game where he was by the net, but he didn't go to the puck. And so the last couple games, those have cost us. So that's not great. They gave away some easy goals by just not tracking the puck defensively, not even Varley. So 1-0 there. Giroux gets a tip in only a few minutes later, and the Isles are just getting outworked badly, real badly. Their second worst period of the year, probably the first being the Washington 5-goal period. Second period's not good for the Islanders. Giroux, this is a tip in. A little bit tough luck because, for the goalie, obviously. For Varley, it got tipped right in front of him, and it completely changed the direction of the puck. There's not much you could do as a defensive unit to stop that outside of the guy lifting the stick. And I think it might have been Mayfield that was the closest, but I'm going to get all on Mayfield later, so I'm not going to... If I don't know it was him, I'm not going to get on him because I'm going to get on him for other stuff. Voracek, it's a 3-on-2, Islanders not getting back-to-back check. Looks very similar to a lot of the goals Philly gave up the other day in the Ranger game where nobody was getting back and back-checking. And this is just, blasted home on the 3-on-2 by Voracek. So, again, Varley left without much of a chance. Now, the third period comes, and I'm just looking for any bit of fight because first period was all right. It's okay. Second period, literally one of the worst periods of the year. And they do start to show fight. About halfway through the period, a little bit less than halfway through the period, the Isles have at least been doing a little bit of we're getting the puck deep, but they're still really struggling. Throughout the game, passes were not good. A lot of just misplaced passes, a lot of miscommunications. I forgot to mention that Barzal took another stupid penalty and another high sticking penalty. So, man, he's got to figure it out because we can't have our best player being in the penalty box all the time. Dowcole, it's a great rip. Nick Leddy gets an assist on this one. That would become a thing, or it has been a thing this whole season. One of the best shots I've ever seen Dowcole put on net. I know on Twitter people were questioning, is that the first straight shot he's ever scored on in the NHL? I'm not sure. I've seen him score twice in person. They were both deflections, so I don't know. that was a great release. And, you know, they weren't testing Carter Hart, who's been really shaky. But that one goal kind of gets the team going, and Carter Hart, it gets him overthinking. A few minutes later, Sebastian Aho had a horrible game. Lots of giveaways. Not playing well at all. Scores. Rips one top corner, another Leddy assist. And at that point, first of all, I'm laughing because I had just been going off on Aho throughout the game. So credit to him for the shot. Although I still think that he almost would work better as a forward at this point because he seems to have a lot of offensive instincts and not enough defensive ones. So that could be a thing, possibly. We did it with Hickey once. Why not? So 3-2 now. Just a few minutes later, Nick Leddy, with all the Flyers defense kind of puck watching and going to him, finds Wahlstrom back post. And Wahlstrom does a decent job on this. Underrated because the puck is kind of bouncing a little bit. For him to just make sure he gets it on net, he throws it off Carter Hart and in. And it is 3-3. And immediately, I think the team got caught up in, you know, the momentum and the hype. And they were like, we're going for 2 points now. I'm taking him down. No Anakin. So I was kind of bunkered down like, take the point. Play your game now. You've earned the right to play your game just for like 5 minutes and get the point. And they can't do it. With like 2 minutes left, we get a terrible icing by Scott Mayfield. Can't happen this late in the game. Especially when, you know, we were good in the face-off circle, but it feels like, and Butch had been pointing this out, that for some reason key face-offs are not going our way, which is not held up by the stats, so I'm not sure how true that is. I wrote the Flyers one really small. Anyway, off the face-off, win for the Flyers. They get it deep, and Mayfield doesn't cover the middle of the slot, and Lindblom gets his 4th of the year and the game winner. And just a dagger through the heart. That one hurts. And, you know, the Isles, 2-10. I'm discounting OT losses. So 2-10 against, I think, Philly, Washington, and not Boston, Penguins. And both of those wins are against the Penguins. So they got to start beating these teams because that's their schedule for a good while now. And here's the thing. I would rather lose like this than 3-0. I know that might be unpopular, but I have less existential worries about this team after a third period where they at least show there is life. Because they didn't really show that in the Caps game. And they didn't show that in the second period of this game. So that's the video. I'm going to bring back the sin bin for this game only. We did the sin bin last year. If you didn't see our videos in our first year, first of all, that's probably good. They're not great. They're okay. But we did a sin bin and a 3 stars of the week. And I'm going to give the sin bin to Scott Mayfield, unsurprisingly. And maybe sit him for a game. Grant Hutton just got called up to the taxi squad. He's a right-handed defenseman. Trotz might try a couple things in these next couple games. While Dobson is out, maybe Hickey. And if Mayfield's not playing well, maybe Hutton. And it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens with that. Although, it's possible that... I was going to say it's possible those guys have earned a chance again, but I don't think a goal by a defenseman is enough to make up for terrible defensive play on a Trotz-led team. And Scott Mayfield did nothing to make up for his mistakes. Not yet, at least. So Nick Leddy, by the way, he's the star of the game. 3 assists. We don't come back if it isn't for Nick Leddy. Now that's the video. And we'll see you next time on Belmont Bunch.